Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Welcome to this chapter. We're talking about nonmetals and their compounds. So far in our previous video, we discussed about the preparation and the properties of the chlorine. We're still discussing about this nonmetal chlorine. So today let's move on to the other part. We'll be discussing the various uses of chlorine. Let's dive into it. The first one, chlorine is a bleaching agent and is also used in the manufacture of the other bleaches. So this is the first use of chlorine. Chlorine is very useful as a bleaching agent, and it can be very also useful for the manufacture of the other bleaches. And when chlorine is simply how it occurs is that when chlorine is added to a sodium hydroxide solution, bleach is made, and here's the reaction how it occurs, the formation of this bleach. The active chemical in bleach resulted from this chlorine is this sodium hypochlorite, also as sodium chlorate. And if this chlorine is passed for a considerable time over the sodium calcium hydroxide, the product formed is the bleaching powder, and that's how this bleaching powder how it is formed, and here is how the reaction how it occurs. Bleaching powder has extensive use in dye works and laundries, so the bleach is very useful for that way. It is also used in industries where cloth, cotton, paper, etc. need to be bleached. Many textile also these many textile industries also they use the chlorine for bleaching purposes. Bleach is also used just to kill the bacteria, for example, in the toilet. So that's all as chlorine as a bleaching agent, or just as the component used to make or just to manufacture other bleaching components or compounds. It is also used as to remove the color from the dyed materials, so that's the use of chlorine also the bleach. Moving on, the second use, chlorine is added to water supplied areas, or just see to areas water is supplied to homes or domestically and industries just to kill disease causing germs like bacteria. So chlorine is used to kill the bacteria, so it acts as antibacteria component or compound when it used to kill these bacteria at homes or industries. If they are not killed, these pathogens they might cause diseases such as cholera and typhoid. So that's we don't want those to happen. So it is also used also to sterilize the water in swimming pools, just to keep the swimming pools away from the various bacteria. Also, the other use, chlorine is used in to make some important chemicals such as the hydrochloric acid, these chlorofluorocarbons, tetrachloromethane, and the chloroform. All these components, or yes, all these compounds, chemical compounds, they are resulted due to the use of the chlorine. So chlorine is very useful just in a laboratories or in industrial processes, just to make these chemicals. CFCs, we are talking about these chlorofluorocarbons, carbon compounds containing both chlorine and the and this fluoride. An example is the trifluorochloromethane. So this is the example of this CFCs. So it's very useful chlorine just to manufacture these compounds. CFCs are very also uncreative compounds. They were used in aerosol scans, or they're just also used currently sometimes in the ice and the refrigerators. However, these CFCs they damage the ozone layer, so that's why they were used past. So like right now they are not that much used. So they simply damage the ozone layer. Consequently, their use is strongly discouraged. So that's the reason uh, why they have been disappearing from the common market recently. Also, the other use, chlorine is a reactant in the manufacture these organic compounds, which are used just to make these pesticides, antiseptics, example, Dettol, also herbicides. Here are talking about the weed killers and this polyvinyl chloride, PVC, which is an intermediate compound in the production of the plastics. So all these are just usefulness of the chlorine. So chlorine is a reactant compound that is used to manufacture all these compounds which are very useful in our daily life. So that's all I have for this session of the Chlorine. We've seen various uses of the chlorine. We've seen how it is used in industries to manufacture various compounds, which are later being used in our daily life to various feeds, example agriculture or just domestically. So that's all I have for this session. Hope that's all clear, and thank you.